Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm back with another video. For those that don't know me, my name is Happiness Wilson, and for those that knows me, my name is still Happiness Wilson. And today I am not alone. I've got a guest, and she's going to introduce herself.
Hello guys, my name is Nali, and yes, today I'm here on Happiness channel. We're going to be talking about some serious topics, so please stay tuned.
Yes, she's my first ever guest, and I'm excited.
Yes.
So we have topics that we need to discuss. So she's gonna read the topics and then we'll talk. And then you guys must share your thoughts in the comment section, right? Sure, let's go.
Alright, so the first topic, handling pressure in the social media era. And then the second one, the struggles faced by young adults. And then lastly, breaking the chain of poverty.
Yes, like as you guys heard, these are like serious topic. So we're gonna start with the first one, like handling pressure in the social media era that we're living in. Like, how do we handle the pressure that we get from social media? You know, everyone seems to be making it, and then sometimes you feel like, hey, well, what am I doing? I'm just here and I'm not doing anything. So yeah, what do you think, Nadia, about that?
Okay, so firstly, before I give maybe the strategies for how to cope, I'm going to talk about the challenges that we as young adults are facing. So, we are facing unrealistic expectations. Okay, so unrealistic expectations are the things that we're seeing on social media, and obviously it's polished, and that is the reels, the videos that people are posting. You don't know the background that is on those English. Saying that social media often presents curated, highlighted reels, and sometimes we don't know what's happening in these people's lives, and then we just see something that is perfect on Instagram, and as young adults we become forced to follow whatever those people are posting, of which we do not know their background. We don't know what's happening in their lives. And then the second one, comparison and self-doubt. That's actually one of the most things that is disturbing on social media. As youth, we are comparing ourselves to maybe other kids, and not even kids, but other people that are posting their lives on social media. So one thing that I need you guys to know is social media life is not perfect. Those people are just like us. They are going through some stuff, and sometimes you don't know how that person got whatever that they have that they're posting. And so comparing yourself to them, it's going to give you a low self-esteem, it's going to give you doubt on yourself, and you're going to end up making decisions that are going to mess up your life, of which you don't even know the people that you're copying. How did they get there? Maybe they actually do have resources and everything they need in life to be where they are, but with us, some of us is different, and so we need to be careful when it comes to that.
Yes, and that's so true, because once the person cannot really show, you know, the bad side of their lives on social media, and not everyone can do that. So they will often show the good side, and then you start thinking, hi, maybe my life is the only one that is not going, you know, in the right direction. Like myself, at the age that I'm like 24, right? There are people that I learned with, some like posts when they are traveling, some graduated, some are buying cars, some are getting married, and then I'm like, what's happening? So you know what, like she said, do not compare yourself to a point that you end up doing stuff that you will regret in the long run.
Yes.
Because some people do make it, and then they show realistic things of things that happen in their life, but usually it takes long for you to get there, right? So, you know, run your race. You will get to the point where everything will work out, because it does not, you know, for a journey of 1,000 miles, it starts with one step. So you cannot just jump, you know, you can't jump the process. You have to go through with the process for you to get to where you are destined to be. So yeah.
And also we need to No, that technology is advanced now, and there is what we call AI. Most of those videos mentioning graduating, going to vacation, these people are actually using AI to edit some of the videos, and when you might want to think it's a real thing, but it's something that they actually edited. So we really need to be careful. So I think to close up this topic, because of our time, we have strategies for coping. So we need to limit social media as young adults. We need to focus on real life experiences and connections. And lastly, we need to practice self-compassion and self-care. This is very important, and these are the strategies that I'm going to leave you guys with so that you can help yourselves on the pressure that comes from social media.
Yes, do not be hard on yourself, guys. You'll get there. Okay, I think we're gonna move on to our second topic.
Yeah, it says struggles faced by young adults. It's getting real.
Yeah, it is. Like, I feel like we are living in I don't know, maybe our parents also faced the same thing, but now we have a lot of choices, you have a lot of things that are going on, and often at times we choose things that gets us into trouble, right? Things that that do not lead anywhere, basically. So yeah, she's gonna
Okay, so I think we need to know the difference between the times our parents grew up and the times we are growing up. So obviously our parents grew up in a very different way, and we are also growing up in a different way. Speaking of our parents, most of them grew up in a rural setup. Education was not important at the time. Their parents were the ones that were doing all the hustle to make sure they're taking care of the kids and the rest of the family. And as to us, it's quite a different story, because guys, I'm 20, but I'm already going to work. I'm exhausted. I've been working for like more than 4 years now, but I'm only 20. But then our parents, they didn't have to experience all of these things. So I have 3 points here. The first one that I want us to talk about is financial instability. That's one challenge that we are facing as young youth.
Yes, and like Nali mentioned, our parents did not really have to, like, I also started working when I finished matric in 2018, I was 18, 2019 I was already working.
Exactly.
So like, and in most cases we have to, if you want to continue with like school, you literally pay your own fees, so you have to work. And I don't think our parents had it hard like that at that time. Like you said, like they grew up in like rural areas, so they did not really have to work. Like everything was just, maybe the work that they did might maybe go into the field and help out and stuff. But we're talking about like in the real adult working world, because I think at 20, that's like where other people are at varsity, you see, and you are working. So yeah, it's really a struggle.
Yeah, so many young adults, we are facing these financial challenges. That includes school loans, like she mentioned. Now we have to work so that we can be able to pay for whatever studies that we want to pursue. Sometimes we even get to do a house contribution where we are helping our parents, because we obviously can see that the economy is not well and things are not really going well, and that is also straining us and setting us back.
Yes, it is. Like I was gonna say that sometimes when like you want to start your own life, but then you also can't leave the parents struggling when you're working, so you have to chip in here and there. And sometimes it throws you back, 1 step forward and 10 steps backwards. But anyways, that's just how it is. We just have to know how to cope with it, and to know what ways to go about it, so that we do not end up doing things that give us money and then in the long run we lose ourselves. Yes.
All right, point number 2, career uncertainty. Right. Finding a fulfilling career path can be daunting, and this is something that is really happening to most of our youth, we sometimes we do have the opportunities to actually go to school, but then we are struggling to find something that is suitable for us. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's true. Like I've heard so many people that I know, they go to varsity 1 year, they study medicine, the next year they change to law, then the third, like, and then sometimes when you do that, I feel like you end up saying, no, let me just leave this school thing because you're not sure of what you really want. So that's also a struggle. Like you really need to know. I guess it starts with knowing what kind of a person you are, what you love doing, and then maybe you go about that. Like I know of someone, from a family member, she loved cooking, she could cook, and then the mother advised that she does that, like she goes into a cooking school. Now she's a chef and she got a good job like outside of Africa, you see.
Yes.
So it's something that she loved, but she never thought about it that it can be like an actual career, like that you can actually follow. So that's the other thing. Just look at what you really, really love, because at the end of the day, you don't want to study something and then work and then regret for the rest of your life. Like working, we stay at work and we visit home. So it has to be something that excites you, something that gets you up in the morning and you're ready to go. So yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to that, I think we are facing a lot of uncertainty and self-doubt. And that brings us back to what we spoke about in the first, what do you call it, in the first topic. So we really need to be confident about ourselves. Like Happy mentioned that we have skills, we have dreams. Guys, I was reading someone's status today. He was like, school is no longer, what?
Oh, it's no longer, yeah, I read the statement. Yeah.
It was like school is no longer the key. No, education
is no longer the key to success.
Yes,
yeah.
There we go. So I'm actually finding it quite true because things are quite different right now. We have a lot of things that we can pursue to, to sustain ourselves. Like she mentioned, you actually do not need to go to school to become a qualified chef. You can even use YouTube. You can use a lot of apps that you can
self-develop, self-taught, self-teaching. You guys get it?
Self-taught is crazy.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to edit that, bro.
Okay. Self what? Yeah. Anyways.
Oh my god.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So we need to focus on ourselves. You need to sit down, have high self-esteem, and think about the thing. What do you want to do in life? Because job uncertainty is definitely one of the things that is daunting us and is bringing us back. So you need to sit down and talk to yourself. What are the things that you love doing the most? What skills do you have? Even your talent. Some of the people are using the talents that they have. I can cook, guys, but it's not something that I am thinking of, doing to make extra money. But there are people that are actually struggling and they do have those skills. So we are encouraging you to use those skills so that you can be able to sustain yourselves, because sometimes in this economy, especially us as foreigners, we are in South Africa. As foreigners, we have less opportunities, especially when it comes to job hunting. So we are being required to really think outside the box and be able to use the things that we have. Because if you think going company to company, dropping your CVs, it might not work, because they actually will help South Africans first, which is not a bad thing because it is their country, so they have to help their people. So we are here to work and look for money. As young youth, let's think outside the box and use our skills. You can be good at singing, you can be good at cooking, welding, art, all those things. They are helping people make a lot of money.
Yes, that's true. I don't think I have anything to add.
All right, the last one, mental health. Young adults are vulnerable to mental issues such as anxiety, depression, and stress.
Yeah, that is so true. That we are often so stressed. is really like, it is quite sad, because I mean, if you're a young adult, you have no kid, you have no family, you're not supposed to be really, really stressing, you know. Maybe, yeah, you're supposed to have, you know, our problems are supposed to be maybe major problems. I want to do my hair, like, as you guys can see. But we are like faced with real life stresses, like, for real. So it can be depressing if you do not know how to handle that, and if you do not know how to, like, if you have no one to talk about, like what we're doing, we actually talk, it's helping the two of us in as much as it's going to help whoever is going to listen to this. So talk about it sometimes, just, you know, so that, because so that you can lessen the burden, because it can be a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, I think when it comes to mental health, we need to take care of ourselves, because sometimes we allow these things to happen. Whatever that we are talking about right now, I really hope it's going to help someone, because the reason why we end up having anxiety or maybe being depressed is because we are allowing these problems to come our way. Guys, when I was in grade 9, I think they do that in South Africa, or maybe the whole world. When you get to grade 9 is like Form 2 in Zimbabwe. I don't know in other countries what they call it. But when you are finishing grade 9, they will give you a form, right, where you fill out the subjects that you want to take for grade 10, and those subjects are linking to whatever that you want to study at varsity, whatever that you want to pursue in life. So they prepare us way in advance. When you choose those subjects, you know that when I'm done with my matric, I'm going to apply for this, and these are the requirements that they need at varsity for me to be able to study whatever stream that I want to study. So the point that I'm trying to make is we allow these problems to come our way because we do have people that are preparing us for the future, but we leave that out. And when you're in grade 9, obviously you're going to be in the A class because your friend chose to be in the A class, and your friend is choosing to be there because she wants to be a pilot, and for you to be a pilot you need physics. But you have a total different choice. You want to be a musician. If you want to be a musician, then you obviously need other subjects. I don't know what subject that could be, maybe tourism or somewhere there. So we need to be careful when it comes to that. Let's take up the opportunities that we have when we are still kids, so that when we grow up, these things are not going to, you know, to challenge us.
Yes. Yeah. No, I have nothing else to add. She said everything.
Okay, the last topic, breaking the chain of poverty, is young adults.
Yeah, no? I think there's like everything that we were like talking about there on top. Some of us do not come from privileged families. You know, some people they are just born and then given silver platter. You know that English. But some of us, we have to start from scratch to build your own, you know, life. And it's not easy. It's not easy, and it's so unfortunate that we really try, but not everyone makes it. Because I think it's easier when you have maybe inheritance. You start on somewhere, but like you'd be literally starting from the ground, you know, from the floor. You have to build your way up. And let's hear what Nali has to say.
Okay, so I think we have limited resources. Guys, this topic is very big, and I really hope whatever that we're going to say is going to help them out. Okay, so breaking a chain of poverty in your family is actually starting on this generation, because I think we are the first generation from that, right?
Yeah.
So I think the reason why we are suffering as Black people is because the mentality was never instilled to our parents before then. For example, when our parents were growing up, education was not important, especially when we were a girl child.
Yeah.
Our mothers would be housewives. They would even get married at an early stage and have kids, and then they're housewives. You know, the husbands are the ones that are going out there to work, blah 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 blah. And now, to us, it's different because we have to work to make sure that everything is going well. Not that we are being forced to work, guys. I'm not being forced to work, but you can see on your own that you actually need to work because things are not going well at the moment, and sometimes they don't even tell you to contribute. Nali, can you pay rent? Nali, can you buy electricity? Nali, can you buy groceries? Nali, can you do that? Can you do? You can see on your own
that you need to
my
chip
mom
in.
needs help. So we are being forced to do things that we are not supposed to do as kids. So how do we avoid all of this? We need to have determination. We need to work hard.
Yes.
Because it's not very easy to break a poverty chain that started like 18 something. I don't even know. Because this is something that has been a continuation, and the reason why it's going to continue if we're not careful is because, as you can see right now, I'm 20 years, but sometimes I do cover expenses at home. That money I'm supposed to be saving it up to do something that I want to do in my life. I'm supposed to be saving it up for my children that are yet to come. Guys, do you see how white people work?
Yes.
We are working for white people, and we see how they are doing things. They have that mentality of preparing for a child that's not even there.
Yes.
Right? So that's one thing that we need to keep in mind, that we need to work hard. We need to have determination. We need to know what we want in life, because if you're not careful, the chain is going to continue and continue, and it will never end.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, it will, like you said, it will continue. Like, if we are not careful, like she said, our children are going to face the same things that we're facing. They're gonna have to help us, of which it should be different. Like, by the time we have kids, hopefully by God's grace, they shouldn't be thinking of, oh, we should be helping them. You know, that's how it's supposed to be. So, yeah, whatever opportunity, you know, as youth as well, we don't really take these opportunities. Like the young age that we are in, we use it for the wrong things. Like we don't utilize this time that we have. We are young, we have the energy, we are still, you know, able to think, able to work. Let's use this. If you can go to school, if you can do whatever you can, you know, whatever skills that you have, because I know of people that actually they never went to school, they are artists and they're making it big. Some pursued music, you know, whatever skill that you have, do it with the best, you know, give it the best that you can, so that we do not have to have kids that will now take care of us, and then now they can't like have their own things because they're looking at us as parents. Like, it needs to end with us. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to read out the strategies for success. The first one says education and skill building, right? So as you can see, it's going hand in hand, because guys, education is not for everyone.
That's true.
I might have gone to school. Obviously, I am pursuing to finish varsity and do whatever that I want to do in this life. But as you can see, they said education and skill building. They are putting it hand in hand, because it works together. Even if you're educated, sometimes it's not enough. That salary that you get at whatever job that you're working, it's not enough. You need to use those skills. You need to pursue them. If you are good in doing welding, making cupboards, personalized whatever stuff for people, do it. If you can make 300, 400 rand per day, that's something. You save that money and put it towards something. You are actually helping yourself. So let's really look at that. And then the other one says building a support network, and then financial literacy and planning. I think that's one thing we also lack as youth. when you have money, we tend to spend it on things that are not important. We
Yes.
are getting so pressured. We end up using that money for things that are not necessary. The next person, maybe her parents have everything and they're providing for her. She gets 100 rand pocket money per day. My parents doesn't have that, and so the money that they give me, we have to use it wisely. Save it up so that you'll be able to do something with your life. And then resilience and adaptability. That's actually something that is important. We need to be able to adapt to our situations.
Yes.
We need to step out of our comfort zones, because if we don't, then we're gonna have a big problem. We will never move on in life because we are stuck at one position. We want to feel good before the time comes.
Yes.
We are being encouraged to step out of our comfort zones and be able to make something out for our lives. So yeah, I really hope we made a lot of sense.
Yeah, I hope so too. I'm sure we did. So yeah, guys, that's what we have for you today. I just hope that this goes out to a person that really needs to hear this, so that we can help each other to grow and to learn. Like I said, if you have whatever you want to share, you can share in the comment section, so that we can help each other. Because I mean, what we say is not only what is right; it's just things that we think can help. So you can have your own opinions, you can agree with us, you can disagree with us. It's okay, because I mean, we all have different ways of thinking, of looking at things.
True.
So this is the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and please share this video. Bye.